The meeting of the Madison County Commission will now come to order. The regular call April meeting of the Madison County Board of Commissioners is being held Monday, April 18th, 2022 at 6 p.m. at the West Tennessee Research and Educational Center, 605 Airways Boulevard Seminar Room 150, Jackson, Tennessee, 38305. You have the
yes, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. Tonight, Mr. Chairman, we have Bishop Nathaniel Bond, who has come to do our invocation and pledge of allegiance. Bishop Bond.
Let us bow together. Father God, we thank you for our brothers and our sisters who have gathered in this sacred place tonight. For we believe that government was ordained of you. It's ministry for the people and by the people. Our pursuit of liberty and happiness. We thank you for the grace to serve. As we look on our TV and see the devastation in the Ukraine and around the world, it makes us stop and realize how blessed we are. I pray that you would guide their minds and guide their thoughts, that they'll make wise decisions. You said in your word that if you acknowledge me in all of your ways, you would direct our path. Help us to make the decisions that this area will be Jackson, Madison County, West Tennessee will be the people that you would have us to be, that we would bear the fruit that you would have us to bear, that history will judge us very favorably. We pray for those who are here. We pray for those whose faces we'll not see. We pray that you will give us strength, keep us strong in our bodies and our minds and our hearts. And more than anything else, we ask that thy kingdom would come and thy will be done. We do it all in your name, and we do it for your glory. In the majestic, matchless name of Jesus the Christ, we pray. And all of God's children said,
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Yes, sir. Alexander. Here. Arnold. Yes. Beckham. Here. Bond. Here. Brantley. Here. Brown Claudel. Here. Brown Scott. Here. Bryant. Here. Cleek. Here. Compton. Here. Deaton. Ellison. Here. Gobble. Here. Hill. Here. Hampton Pearson. Here. Johnson Arthur.
Here.
Johnson Barber. Martin. Here. Mercer. Here. Montague. Here. Petty. Here. Spearman. Here. Stevenson. Taylor. Here. Wall. Here. 22 present, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a quorum present. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? All right, Commissioner Brown, Commissioner Brantley. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Number 4 is presentation by the county mayor. Any presentation?
We don't have any presentation, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. Let's see, I have one announcement. There's going to be a job fair May the 24th from 11 till 1 and from 5 to 7. And Sarah, where will that be held?
Here.
Okay.
In the big meeting room.
Okay.
In the middle here.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Is there any announcements from, excuse me, is there any announcement from any of the rest of you? All right. Announcement from the school superintendent, Dr. King.
Good evening. I have a few announcements. I won't be long. So on the very first slide, I want to just update the commission on our participation in the national championship for eSport. Esports is a sports online where our students at JAS participate in. They are going to national competition at Madison, all paid for. And so we're really excited about the 2 students who will be going there. Hopefully we can kind of give you some context around what eSport looks like. And we might not. But we're really excited. This was our first year participating in esports. Eventually, we'll be able to spread esport opportunities to all schools. Right now, it is exclusive to JAS, our cyber school. So we're really excited about the students and the participation in that. We want our cyber school students, who are our online students, to have some type of social interaction, some type of camaraderie with their peers. So this was a way to actually have that for them. The enrollment there is probably around 550 students. The enrollment for next year looks pretty good. We've been offered to have more expansion outside of Jackson, but again, I want to make sure that we get this right before we expand our program to offer to other counties. So this is exclusively for our Jacksonians, Jackson-Madison County students and families. The second thing I'll go to while they work on getting the esports is our Fine Arts Showcase at Old Hickory Mall. We had that about maybe a week or 2 ago, and that was participation from all of our schools, our elementary schools, our middle schools, and our high schools, participating with just different activities that highlight the fine arts program. We had art showing, we had skits, we had drama, we had music, all from Nova Elementary, Nova Early Childhood School, all the way to Liberty High School, to students participating in Old Hickory Mall. A lot of traction in the mall. It was a huge success, but a great opportunity to showcase what we're doing in the arts program for the school system. Okay, and so the video didn't play. So we are, that's fine. We are in the budget process, but I wanted to share with the commission where we are. We just finished our needs assessments with the budget planning document. Every department head and school principal had to complete a budget document. And we want to be very intentional with the budget, making certain that your requests align with our goals and belief statements. And so we have finished that process. Ms. Bell and I will be working on Wednesday to dig a little deeper in the budget, wanting to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row. We have completed our 5-year strategic plan, which outlines kind of our activities over the next 5 years, all the departments, and the cost to each activity. So I'll be sharing that with the commission once we finalize the plan in terms of the scores that we have for this year. We have our commencement exercise starting May 10th. If any of the commissioners would like to participate or attend, please reserve in my office, RSVP in the office, and we'll have a special seating on the floor. All of our exercises will be at Oman Arena except for Southside, which will be at the Civic Center. We do have our Jackson-Madison County Gala coming up on May 5th, and so we're excited about that. Also, one student from JCM, we're excited about JCM. This is his first year on board. We had a student to make a 32 on the ACT. Things are going well at JCM, so we're excited about the progress that's happening there on the fine arts side as well as the academic side. Thank you all for your support.
Thank you. Item 7, progress report on the jail. Tom, Sheriff.
Commissioner, we're doing very well. We're getting most of our security checks done, our fire alarm checks, getting most of the errors out, getting some equipment in. We've got National Institute of Corrections came in this week, doing some of the training with our correction officers. They'll wrap that up about the middle of next week, and we're moving along. So hopefully get in sometime next month.
Very good. Report from the Jackson Chamber.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll be brief. Next Tuesday, April 26th at 6 o'clock is our mayoral forum. This Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 is we're having the Senator Ed Jackson, Representative Shaw, and Representative Todd at the Jackson Country Club for a breakfast. Ask them questions and hear a report on how things are going in Nashville. Blue Oval City, Ford will have 3 different groups here. I believe it's Wednesday this week. They'll have a workforce group, a quality of life group, and a housing group. 3 different groups looking at those 3 topics, looking around Jackson, Madison County. Kyle was in Nashville today to make a pitch on our Workforce Ready Lab, and I talked to him before I came in here. He said it went very well, and we should know something hopefully this week. Project Cardinal, which is Georgia Pacific, continues to go well. Hopefully within the next week or 2, we'll know status on that as far as for you guys. And then downtown, I posted the other day that the Elks building sold. I think it's been vacant for 14 or 16 years, I can't remember. So that puts the total properties sold downtown, commercial properties, either sold or pending, at just over $7 million in the last 8 months. So downtown is really hopping. The city council voted their last meeting to approve step 1 of a hotel locating downtown. That's exciting. So a lot of good stuff going on downtown Jackson. So
Thank you.
thanks.
Ms. Nunnery, do you have anything on the convention?
I will not be brief, unfortunately. No. A lot of great things going on. What I want to make sure that everybody understands is Miss Volunteer America is coming up here in Jackson on beginning May the 1st through the 7th. And you say, well, what is Miss Volunteer America? This is the national pageant that was developed in response to the changes made with the Miss America pageant season. This pageant has 47 contestants that will be coming from all across the United States here, plus the people that follow them. So this is a very large event that will be held at the Carl Perkins Civic Center and throughout many locations downtown. So I'd ask you to pay attention to this because there will be a lot of visitors in our town the week prior to the pageant and then during the week of the pageant, May 1st through 7th. So it's not just like the state pageant where we had 36 contestants. This is from across the nation. So we will have national media in here. So everybody put on their best smiles and be friendly to our guests that are coming in. We also have several travel writers that are coming in over the next 3 weeks that will be entertaining out in the community and showing the community around. We've set up our budget for this calendar year. We expect a 7% growth. And you say, Laura, that's not a lot of growth. Well, actually, sales tax alone, that would be about $12 million that would be generated in sales tax alone. We expect that to really grow. The hotel motel tax collections are up with January and February reporting about 40%, so things are going well for the hotels. And we have 5 hotels, I said 5 hotels on our horizon in addition to Great Wolf Lodge. So people are seeing this as a valuable investment in our community, and I pay attention to that because they're continuing, just like what Ryan said with this downtown area, people are investing also in hotels. And I was talking to a hotelier and they said, oh, you know, the Great Wolf Lodge is coming in and they were a little concerned about the amount of rooms. But then I talked to another hotelier who owns already 4 hotels in this market, and they said absolutely, and they're building 2 more. So I want you to know, if you hear that, to understand that people are investing in the hospitality and tourism side. So things are going very well. You know where my office, we rent space out of the chamber. We're on the 1st floor of the chamber. If you need something, please call us.
Thank you, ma'am. Report from our finance director, Ms. Bell.
Short as well. On March the 29th, we did the bid sale for the financing for the Pope School. We had 11 bids to come in at that time. The 20-year fixed rate of 3.01%. This was about normalized levels lower than prior to COVID, so we did fairly well. And we had the option to pay off in 9 years. We signed the documents today on that. And when we signed the documents today, Ashley informed us that there have been 2 increases since we did this bid sale on March the 29th. So well worth investment, and so the funds will be in our possession on Wednesday. That concludes my report.
Thank you, ma'am. Report from county officials standing in special committees, any old business and action thereon by the board.
Mr. Chairman, I've got reports and recommendations from 3 separate committees. today, and I'll try to get through them as quick as I can. I wasn't aware that Commissioner Stevenson wasn't going to be here. All right, at a Capitol, we had a Capitol meeting and was going through the capital request for FY23, but with some of the ARPA funds kind of up in the air, decided that we're not going to really be able to set any kind of allocation right now in the FY23 budget. We're going to come up with a plan in committee, and then once that we know exactly what's going to happen with our second tranche of ARPA funds, that plan will be ready to go whenever that may be. But we did have one item that came out of Capital Committee as a recommendation. The fire department has needs all the way across the board, but one of the needs is for new brush trucks. And the way the lead time is right now is we've got a small window of an opportunity to try to get in and get those trucks now to even, I think it's a 6 months to a year before they're going to even be delivered. So out of our capital fund balance, we did have a capital fund balance budget amendment recommendation of using $210,000 of our fund balance in capital for those brush trucks for the fire department, and that's a committee recommendation.
All right, vote on that now.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead.
Be fine.
So we have a capital, it's a committee recommendation
All right,
for
we
the
don't need a
210.
second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed.
All right, so that one's done. Out of Budget Committee, in going through budget hearings last week, trying to tie up a few things and finding a few things that we needed to act on with the elections, the Election Commission, we did have a capital request of $21,600 for additional printers for the polling places, and that is something that we could not wait on. So we had a committee recommendation to use $21,600 out of the capital fund balance to purchase the printers for the polling locations that Ms. Lawton needed. And I will say before we vote on that, after the 210 and the 21.6, that leaves us with a capital fund balance of $147,853.16. So it is a committee recommendation to do that.
All right, we don't need a second since it's a committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it's unanimous.
Okay, we also have a committee recommendation for the solid waste out of the health department budget. This is out of Fund 116. There is a huge need for a new roll-off truck for solid waste that I have talked with Candy Overstreet about several times and trying to find the money to be able to go ahead again. I think we're at like a year. If we place the order now, it's going to be a year before we can get the truck. And we did have, we had enough money in the solid waste fund balance to be able to use those dollars. So this is not coming out of capital fund. This is coming out of solid waste to be able to purchase this truck. But it is $229,462.78 for that truck coming out of solid waste, out of Fund 116, and it is a committee recommendation.
All right, we don't need a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous.
We had one other recommendation from Budget Committee as we are in the budgeting process, and that recommendation is coming at this time before we are headed into the election, was to raise the commissioners' salaries from $300 to $500 a month starting in September after the election. And that was a committee recommendation to budget.
To the budget. All right, vote on that now.
Vote on the approval to be budgeted in the FY23 budget, and again, that would be beginning in September.
All right, it's committee recommendation. There's no second needed. All those in favor say aye.
need a
Yeah,
roll call.
yeah. All right, roll call,
Can we have some
Mr. Clerk.
discussion? I just wanted to ask a question.
Right.
Yeah, so this is, I'm sorry, this is the first I'm hearing of this. This is to budget for it or to approve it?
It was, the committee recommendation was to approve it so that it could be put in the budget for the FY '23 budget.
All right. We're ready, Mr. Clerk.
Hold on.
All right.
I just want to say, from the Budget Committee, one of the reasons why we put this out there is with everything going up, the county commission, to my knowledge, hasn't had an increase in anything in, what,
I don't know, many years.
30 years, 25 years? And I mean, at this point, we're not asking for money, we're just asking the expenses to be covered for the incoming new commission.
Anyone else? All right, Mr. Clerk.
Alexander.
Yes.
Arnold.
No.
Beckham.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Brantley.
Yes.
Brown Claudel.
Yes.
Brown Scott.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Cleek.
No.
Compton.
Yes.
Deaton. Ellison.
Yes.
Gobble.
No.
Hill.
No.
Hampton Pearson.
Yes.
Johnson Arthur.
No.
Johnson Barber. Martin.
Yes.
Mercer.
Yes.
Montague.
Yes.
Petty.
No. No.
Thank you. Spearman.
Yes.
Stevenson. Taylor.
Yes.
Wald.
No.
That's what I heard, Mr. Chairman. That's what I heard, Will.
15 yeses and 7 noes, and 3 absent. All right.
One more item.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, Property Committee met, and the only thing I have coming out of Property Committee was, after last meeting, there was a resolution that this body passed that had to do with the Conservation Board and expanding the Conservation Board by 4 members. And the 4 members in that resolution were specifically to be commissioners. Well, following the meeting, there were some questions that got brought up about that specific resolution, and our attorney started doing some research and talking to CTAS on that resolution, and come back saying that we cannot have that language out there because this body cannot put members of its own body on that board. That board is not a committee. It is a board that's like the E911 board or library board, and if you're on that board, you're actually considered an officer, and the legislative body cannot put their own members as an officer on something else. So in Property Committee, we did have a committee recommendation to just simply rescind that resolution that was voted on last month and leave the Conservation Board wording as it was prior to that last meeting, and that's a committee recommendation.
All right. Have we voted that? We did vote that change, didn't we? All those in favor of the committee recommendation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other committee reports?
I'll make for our SO director to make reports for the insurance committee. Thank you.
The insurance committee met regarding the renewals for our employee insurance. I spoke with Doug. He wasn't going to be able to be here, so he asked me to update everyone. Basically, over the last 2 months, we've discussed the proposals from Blue Cross Blue Shield for our renewal, and the committee made a recommendation to accept the amount that they have proposed, which would be a 5% increase to our medical insurance. The stop loss would be an increase of 10%. There would be an increase to the gym lift membership, not to the employee, but to the commission. Currently, we have about 118 employees participating in that. We would also see an increase to administrative cost for $3,000. We are in year 2 of 3 on the contract for the administration fees. And then we looked at the dental increase was going to be 16.1%, again, not to the employee, but to the insurance line, and the vision remained flat. So the recommendation so the committee met 1 month, and then John Newman met with as our representative to our employee population to discuss the options on the lift and whether we wanted to look at having a clinic that was dedicated just to our employees, or if we wanted to have the continued availability of the clinic as it is now. Right now, employees that are covered on our insurance and their dependents who are covered can go to the lift, be seen at no cost, and basically we get a monthly bill from them. They're adding additional hours on Sunday for availability, so the thought there from the employees to the committee, and then the committee also made the recommendation that proposal that they would like to go with is to continue the lift relationship as it is, rather than creating a dedicated clinic that we would be more on the responsibility of providing a space and providing the cleaning and all of that. So the recommendation is to renew the insurance as proposed from Blue Cross Blue Shield.
All right, you hear the recommendation from the committee. Is there any questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, as I recall, I don't believe there was a quorum at that committee meeting, so it would require a second.
Okay. All right.
Did Commissioner Mercer make the motion then?
Need a motion and a second. We need a motion.
We accept that recommendation.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, it passed.
I have one other item.
All right.
That would require a suspension of the rules we received a quote regarding dental that was not in the original plan that was presented. It came in after the meeting. It is an additional quote on dental that would allow employees to have an additional choice for their dental. And what this would include would be for an employee's cost, individual would be $13, and the option would go for a family coverage to $34. The reason we asked for an additional option for our employees is because we've had employees that had requested orthodontia benefits. Currently, our plan doesn't offer orthodontia, and this was just an additional option to the employee, not a change in the cost to the commission. So that information did not come in from Blue Cross Blue Shield prior to the insurance meeting, so I need to ask for a suspension of rules to vote as approval for that option to be available for our open enrollment.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to suspend rules.
All right, is there a second? We have a second. All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That passes. All right, we're ready to vote on your.
Need to make a motion. Yeah, somebody needs to make a motion.
Yeah.
My commissioner.
We have a commission.
There you go.
I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept this proposal. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes. Any other committee? Yes, Carl.
Mr. Chairman, the Highway Committee met last Thursday to take up the business of adopting the 3 roads servicing the Bedford Farm subdivision, and Superintendent Walls is going to give us the names of those roads.
Thank you, Commissioner Alexander. The Highway Committee met and voted to recommend that 3 subdivision roads be added to the county road list. The names of those roads are Bedford Farms Drive, with a right-of-way of 52 feet and a length of 1,004 feet and 92 hundredths of a foot, or 0.19 miles. The second road is Pecan Ridge Drive, with a right-of-way of 52 feet and a length of 312 feet, or 0.06 miles. And the last road is White Birch Drive with a right-of-way of 52 feet and a length of 1,192.81 feet or 0.23 miles.
Is there any other information on this that we need to have?
And I'll just give you a little history on it. This is a subdivision that was started back in, I think, maybe 2007. And then when the housing market plummeted and the economy took a hit in 2008, we've had several subdivisions that were in the works during that time, and they all kind of went on pause. Several of them haven't been completed, and this is one that did get completed, and a different developer had bought it from the bank, and they're actually moving forward with section 2 of this subdivision, but this is phase 1. It's been completed. I've checked it and make sure that what's been built matches the plans, and it does. And so it's my recommendation to the Highway Committee that these roads be accepted and start being maintained by the County Highway Department.
All right.
It is a committee recommendation.
All right, we don't need a second. All those in favor of accepting these roads, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes.
Thank you.
All right, any other committee reports?
Mr. Chairman, before we leave the committee reports, back to the raise there for commissioners from 3,000 to 5,000. If I'm not mistaken, possibly, we also voted with that, raising the school board, same as commissioners, if I remember that correctly. And that should have been brought out in the report. So I'm just...
Yes, Joey.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the statute says that they just match what we get. Is that right?
That's correct.
So by changing ours, I would assume, not an attorney.
It is, but the committee
would-
should, they should have been brought before the commission.
First, I didn't hear about it either, so it was a surprise to me.
All right, we've already done it.
We did.
We gotta go back to where it says any and all matters. And bring that
Well,
back
we're
up.
not at the end of the agenda yet.
No. That's what I'm saying, we've already went through that one, we gotta go back.
Ms. Lott, how is the voting process going with the new machines?
Oh, it's very exciting at my office. 1,765 people have voted so far, 1,473 Republicans, and 292 Democrats.
All right, thank you. Any other committee reports, any comments? All right. Mr. Mayor, we're ready for the budget amendments.
I left my glasses in the car, so.
I have an extra pair.
Okay.
It'll take a long time,
Budget amendments, Fund 141, General Purpose Schools, $25,300 Safe School Grant, amending budget to align with the State Department approved budget revision and the E plan.
All right, this is a committee recommendation. No second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
$5,920 CSH grant, health services, to align the estimated fiscal year 22 budget with the actual state approved budget as shown in the E plan. Committee
That's a
recommendation.
committee recommendation. No second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Fund 143, $50,000 school food service, Title IV amending to align with the general ledger to the revised budget and E plan as approved by the State Department. Committee recommendation.
All right, no second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous.
Fund 177, education, capital, $41,152.58. The GIV grant, this amount has been added to the Jackson, Madison County School System budget to align with the monies left in the GIV grant. Committee recommendation.
All right, no second required. I should have been asking, is any comments or questions about any of this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, all the next four insurance recovery or refunds. Health Department, $60,934. Solid Waste Fund, this was insurance check for repair and transfer money to maintenance and repair line, overtime line, and other contracted services.
All right, this is a committee recommendation. Questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Number 6, Fire Department, $1,196 reimbursement for dispatch training class. Committee recommendation.
All right, no second required. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 7, Sheriff's Department, $31,828.34 insurance proceeds for a total 2016 F-150 pickup. Committee recommendation.
All right, no second required. Questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous.
Sheriff's Department, $38,877.41. Record fees, Jackson Sun refund, surplus vehicle sales, DEA, overtime reimbursement, OCDETF, overtime reimbursement, and SRO overtime reimbursement.
All right.
Committee recommendation.
Committee recommendations, questions or comments?
Could somebody tell me, what the Jackson Sun refund is, first of all?
Gary, do you have that?
Great question.
I guess I'm not taking it
Money
anymore.
received from Jackson Sun.
Advertising.
We received the amortization subscriber refund, so apparently we had overpaid that, and this was the refund from overpaying the bill.
All right.
I'm sorry, you said it's for advertising? No.
No, it was apparently an overpayment of the bill, just a regular bill.
Excuse me, I don't mean to be picky, but, what, are we buying something from the Jackson Sun? Said on the bill. The newspaper. Oh, subscription, okay. Newspaper, okay. Subscription.
All right. All those, any other questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Okay, new programs, number 9, Highway Department, $439,213.61. Highway Fund, funds received from TDOT is first and second parcel reimbursement for John Brown Road, New Bridge construction.
All right, committee recommendation, questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Sheriff's Department, $196.50 of the grant reimbursement for travel. Committee recommendation.
All right, questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous.
Okay, these next few are reserved, state mandated, coming out of reserves. It's a circuit court clerk, $5,000 reserved to be used for toner, paper, etc. for that office.
All right, committee recommendation, no second required. Questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous.
Clerk and master, $5,000, requesting funds for reserve to transfer the data processing to purchase memory and scanners.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous.
13, these are transfers. Maintenance, $2,000, moving salaries from regular budget to CJC budget to cover extra items.
Committee recommendation, any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous.
14, Veteran Services, $2,500. Per diem for training for May 10th through 13th, Service Officer Proficiency Training Conference.
All right, committee recommendation, no second required. Questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 15 is Circuit Court, $650. This money is being transferred for another 3-week murder trial.
All right, committee recommendation. Question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 16, Building Department, $4,490, moving money for repair of vehicles and gasoline.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 17, Highway Department, $16,412.40. Need for pipe installations have increased beyond current year projections due to flooding issues, transferring this money from concrete line to pipeline within highway and bridge maintenance account to cover purchase of additional pipe.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 18, Archives Preservation of Records, $304. Book Eye Scanner Maintenance Contract increased from $1,505 to $1,809.
All right, committee report, any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 19, Finance, $79,046.20. Premium pay for employees on reimbursable payrolls.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Make a motion, we take 19 through 24 one time. They all deal with premium pay.
All right, we have a motion to take 19 through 24 at one time. Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, now we have to vote on,
Okay, I've already read the number 19, $79,046.20. Number 20 is $6885.94, Special Purpose Fund, FEMA pay for employees of reimbursables. Number 21, $4208.54 from the Highway Fund, retirement of premium pay. 22, $4689.85, Juvenile Court Services for retirement, for retirement on premium pay. 23, $101,595.97, General Fund, retirement on premium pay. Number 24, $63.97, Solid Waste Fund, retirement on premium pay.
all right, all those in favor of approving these, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 25, Sheriff's Department, $220,400, reallocating funds to cover CJC utilities.
All right, committee recommendation, no second required. Questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 26, Sheriff's Department, $40,000, correcting February budget amendments to reclassify accounts.
All right. Committee recommendation, no second required. All those, any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 27, Sheriff's Department, $2,378, reallocating collaborative crisis grant funds to match amendment.
All right. Committee recommendation, no second required. Questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 28, $1,700.11, transfer equitable sharing funds to cover purchase of cold weather gear.
All right. Recommendation from the committee, no second required. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Okay, these following are from fund balance, finance, $197,888.31. Special revenue transfer for premium pay.
All right, committee recommendation, no second required. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Number 30, $110,558.33. Transfer for retirement for premium pay.
All right, committee recommendation, no second required. Question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Number 31, juvenile court
I
clerk.
didn't ask for a no vote. Is there any no votes? It's unanimous. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
There wasn't very many ayes.
Do what?
I said there wasn't very many.
Number 31, juvenile court clerk, $4,722 general fund cleaning services for juvenile court clerk building.
All right, committee recommendation, no second required. Question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
County Commission, $2,500.30 general fund salary increase for the remainder of fiscal year 22.
Committee recommendation, no second required. Question?
Can we get an explanation? I don't know that.
That was an increase in salary for Sarah, correct?
Yes. All right. We didn't vote on that.
I hate Jimmy treating Sarah like that.
All right, any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that's all the transfers. My report's up next. I only have one tidbit to talk about. We want to give our condolences to Dinah Harris on the death of her son. It was last week, wasn't it, Dinah? We're sure sorry about that. Young man went too early. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman, unless anybody has any questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do you have any other report? All right, item 14 has been pulled till next month. Item 15, resolution to approve advertising agreement with Wbbj TV for anti-littering campaign.
Mr. Chairman, this is a contract that we should have brought up last month, but we forgot to put it in. But this is anti-litter. Anti-litter is required to spend so many dollars per year on motion advertising anti-litter, and this is just a contract with Wbbj to do some television advertising. It comes out of the grant fund.
All right, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. Item 16, resolution to approve recruitment marketing contract for the Sheriff's Department.
This is something I can speak to. I think this is not coming as a committee recommendation from personnel, but we've discussed it both with the Sheriff's Department and through personnel, just the added need for advertising to bring in quality candidates for our law enforcement professionals. And so they met while I was on drill. I was out of town the last 2 weeks on active duty, but from my understanding, and maybe the Sheriff's Department can speak to it, or Ms. Keene won. But this was a plan to hire a B3 creative agency to do some creative marketing to bring in some more qualified candidates.
Mr. Mayor, did the Finance Committee approve this? This came before us. I don't know, I can't remember whether we had a vote on it or not.
It wasn't
It did not come before the finance, Mr. Chairman. I wasn't there, but according to Karen.
That was a different thing.
Do what?
That was a different thing.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, it was placed on the agenda at the request of Chairman Dean.
All right.
So I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve this. Any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Item 17, appointment of one member to the West Tennessee Training Center Oversight Committee by Capital Committee with CLB approval, 1-year term, Jason Compton's incumbent.
Mr. Chairman, the Capital Committee did meet and did recommend and nominate myself to stay on that committee.
All right, it was a committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. Appointment of one member to the West Tennessee Training Center Oversight Committee by the Budget Committee with CLB approval. 1-year term, Doug Stevenson incumbent.
This was never brought up by the Budget Committee, so that'll need to be tabled till next month.
All right. 19, appointment of 2 at-large members to the Madison County Long Range Planning Committee by the CLB, 1-year term, Luther Mercer, incumbent and a vacant seat. Yes, Mr. Brown.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, point of information, how many members are on the Long Range Planning Committee? 7. Okay, if that's the case, we've slipped the rules. We have 4 people coming off. We really need to look at staggering them like all other committees where this many people, over half of them will not go off at the same time. I don't know if that would be done in their committee or needs to come up at another meeting. Everybody shouldn't, this many people shouldn't come off at one time. You're losing a lot of wisdom as well.
Mr. Chairman, I think some of this has to do with Commissioner Brown, that the committees didn't meet, so they did come off at different times, but they weren't nominated at the right time, so now they're all hitting the same time because they were pushed off by a couple months.
Okay.
Got kicked down the road.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, also on that, Luther is an incumbent, but Trey Cleek
So is Trey Cleek. That was
is an incumbent on the Long Range Committee.
That was what I was.
It's not a vacant seat. I'm actually, it should have had my name there, but.
That was a clerical error.
All right.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Will you just read who's on the long range planning right now? Sarah, will you just read who's on long range planning right now?
Yes, so right now it's Mayor Harris, Joey Hale, Jason Compton, Karen Bell, Trey Cleek, Luther Mercer, and Arthur Johnson.
All right.
Sorry.
Yes.
Good. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion we accept the approval of Luther Mercer, incumbent, and also Trey Cleek as the incumbent for that committee.
All right.
Second.
You've heard the motion. Any questions, any other nominations? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? They're elected. Yes, sir.
So this probably didn't come from budget, but I believe it's Jason Compton that belongs as the incumbent on long range planning under number 20.
That's correct, and budget did not take that up, so that needs to be tabled anyway.
Okay.
Well, we
pull that.
can take care of it now.
I mean, it's supposed to come out of committee.
Whatever you want to do.
Do we want to suspend our rules? We probably shouldn't suspend our rules.
We never do that.
All right. Let's put off for a month. Item 21, appointment of one member to the Madison County Long Range Planning Committee by the Financial Management Committee, 1-year term, Gary Deaton's incumbent.
Motion to table 21 and 22.
I have 22.
That came in.
I have 22.
Both of them were decided.
Yeah, financial management and capital both voted for
Did
this.
they?
Do what, Sarah?
Financial
Our chair for
management and
financial
capital.
management's there, so it's hard.
Both of those did get voted on by the committee.
Who's making a report?
All right, so those two are all.
No, they got voted on. Financial management did vote on these.
All right.
Financial management and capital.
Financial Management Committee, 1-year term, Gary Deaton. What about 22?
22, Commissioner Johnson, you were reappointed to that from the recommendation from the Capital Committee on 22 as well.
Those are both recommendations.
Yeah, they're both recommendations.
All right, item 21, let's vote on. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 22, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item 23, appointment.
Did we do 20?
20 did.
Mr. Lorraine?
20 was tabled. 20 was tabled. It's a wrong name, but Budget Committee did not take it up.
Okay.
All right, appointment of 3 members to the Madison County Equalization Board Committee by the CLB, 2-year terms. We had Jim Dyer, Rosie Merriweather, Sherry Marbury as an alternative,
Larry Hunt.
and Larry Hurd. Yeah.
These are members that Francis always has to look to come up with people that's got the expertise to do this, but also the time to commit to the Equalization Board. So there's some that came off and some that's going on, but these are members who have agreed to serve on that, and she recommended them.
All right. Yes.
I'll make a motion, Rosie Merriweather, Jim Dyer, Larry Hearn, be appointed to this committee, and also Sherry Marbury as the alternate.
All right.
I'll second that motion.
Do what?
I'll second that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any questions, any other nomination? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. Item 24, appointment of one member to the West Tennessee Healthcare Board by Board of Trustees by the CLB, 5-year term. Curtis Mansfield is the incumbent.
Sure, I'd like to recommend reappointment Curtis Mansfield. He's been a good member of that board.
All right, we have a recommendation and
Second.
we have a motion and a second.
Right.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Appointment of one member to the Jackson Community Redevelopment Agency by the county manager with CLB approval. 3-year term, Sammy West is the incumbent.
Recommend reappointment, Mr. Chairman.
All right, is there a motion? We have a motion,
Second.
is there a second? We have a second. By Commissioner Brown.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item 26, appointment of one member to the Excess Resale Property Committee by the CLB, 1-year term. It's a vacant seat.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Jeff Wall for that position.
All right, we have Jeff Wall recommended, nominated for that position. Any other nominations? All those in favor of Commissioner Wall on this spot, say yes. Aye. Absolutely. Or whatever. Although, any opposed? All right, it's unanimous. Appointment of 3 members.
I would like to ask item 27B to put off till next month.
All right.
I make a motion to table. Number 27.
Well, we can just pull it.
Oh, okay.
28.
Appointment of one member to the Highway Committee by the CLB, 1-year term, vacant seat.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion, we table that till next month.
All right.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, we're ready for the election of the Notary's Republic.
So move.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, we're down to item 30, any and all matters related to or connected with matters set forth in items 1 through 29. Any other business? All right, we have a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr.
I would like to levy a complaint.
About what?
Night meetings are too short.
Do what?
Night meetings are too short.